from the same person. And if you're watching my video right now, hi, how's it going? You are finally getting this moment where we're going to talk about the backseat photo, if there's anything in the backseat, right? And to be quite honest, I'll start off by saying straight out of the gate, I don't see people in the background of these photos. I don't see people. What I do want to talk about today is the difference between the photo, the screenshots, the images that we see of Summer, and the video that Grandis took. Now, there's a lot of people in here that are really well versed on the case. People like Kira. Kira's one that just sticks out to me. I feel like Kira always is there to correct me on certain things, and I appreciate that. If anyone, anyone else knows, let me know if you guys are aware of a photo being taken separately from a video, because we know this photo, so this photo right here is the first photo that was released when Summer went missing. The Hawkins County Rescue Squad released this photo, and this photo was clearly a photo of a phone of the photo. Okay, so it's like, I don't know. It wasn't obviously a great photo, but that was the first real photo that came out after Summer went missing. Okay, photo of a phone with the actual image. Candace Wells then posted the actual photo the next day on her TikTok with the words, "My baby girl, mommy and daddy misses you so much. We are searching everywhere for," she doesn't say for you, she says, "We are searching everywhere for, and I won't stop until I find you." And the photo that Candace posted was, let me find it here. I had it pulled up. It was basically this one here, but it had words on it. Okay. So my big thing, let me look through the comments and see if you guys are telling me about this photo stuff. I thought it was a screenshot, still shot of the photo of the video at first. Then after, I wasn't sure. Diane, it seems that way too to me. Darla, I'm here. Hello. Does anyone know? Yes, the photo is a picture of the phone with the pic. Yeah, Tina, that's definitely a photo of a phone with the pic. Allie says, yeah, there was a picture and video, I'm sure, although I know it was said it was a still shot from the video. So that's what we're going to get into now. It is not a still shot of the video. All of the photos that have come out, I have no reason to believe are screen grabs from the video. So I've gone through and edited this, and I'm going to play the video now that basically shows the different photos that people have used to look into this case, and then the video, which we know Grandma accidentally took, that we all have seen, right? The video where Candace asks her, if her arms are still up. Check this little bit out. We'll go through this a couple times. Yeah, let's just listen in. So here is, like I said, that photo. I have compared the video and the photo. I believe that this is a screenshot from, or I should say, is the same photo. Okay, so this is obviously the first photo that was released that was a photo of the phone with the photo. Okay, and then I think the actual photo that came out, or this photo technically, is this photo here. I go between them, and you can see it's pretty much the exact same. It lines up pretty much the exact same. Now, this phone, one thing to keep in mind, when they took this photo, it's not like he was holding, like you can see it's at an angle, and it's not like a straight on shot of, there's the camera. It's not perfectly straight on, so it's going to be skewed slightly. And so the perspective is slightly off, not the perspective, but just it's ever so slightly like different looking. But I think this is at a direct.
With Photo Vibrance, you can transform any photo into a mesmerizing moving image in just a few clicks. Simply drop your image into Vibrance,
I think it's the same photo. Not that wild. That I believe is the same photo. But if we go to another photo, this is that same photo turned sideways. This is another photo. We can line this up pretty much perfectly. You can see right there, that's the same photo. And it's perfectly lined up. So I basically added it on top and I layered it perfectly. And it's essentially lined up. You can see a little bit right up by the jacket. It wasn't. They also have that black border on that one, so it's a little bit hard to see. This one essentially lines up, but we're not seeing this red back here. Now, this right here, I'm going to pause. I'm going to move this down a little bit. What is this? A lot of people, I want to see what you guys say before I hit play on my video and show what I think it is. What is this? A lot of people have said that they think it's a red truck behind the car. I think it's a like a Rubbermaid, like one of these Rubbermaid boxes. Does it not look like a Rubbermaid box? Like, look at it. It looks like it's a Rubbermaid box in the back of Grandma's truck. Okay, Tina says storage bin. Yeah. Too blurry for me, says Amy. Red tote, red tote. Yeah, it's a tote. I keep getting emails from people, and I hope you're watching this. I don't want to say stop sending me emails, but really, like, this is not, I don't think this is a red truck. I truly don't think this is a red truck. I also want to ask if you guys see any people. I know there's a big red circle here now. Let me scrub back a little. I don't see people back here either. I know there's a lot of, it's like looking at faces in clouds. You can see things that aren't there. And I just want to say, I'm not seeing any people in this image. I also don't think that this is an arm up here. I think this is possibly a piece of wood behind the seat, something like that. Anyways, continuing on. Another thing I did was slow the footage down, and yeah, this is definitely a red tote. You can see the top of it. I obviously can't line up this image perfectly, but I think it's a red tote.
She still got her arm up? No. Oh.
All right, so this is going to be a screenshot from that video. Okay, so however, it's not. I was like, let's see if that image is from the video. So here's this again.
No.
So it's the video. This is taken from the video.
She still got her arm up? No. Oh.
Okay. That's the first frame of the video where she asks, does she still have her arm up? Okay, so what we're seeing here on the left, let me move it over. This is a screenshot from the first frame of the video. Look at Summer's right hand, the left one that we are seeing, not her left hand, but her right hand. And then we're going to take the photo and we're going to pair it up with it. There's the photo. Her hand is almost touching her hoodie. Her fingers are almost touching her hoodie. Look at the difference. It's almost touching her hoodie there, and there's like a 3-inch gap right there. So the screenshot and the phone were absolutely not taken at the same time. Or sorry, the screenshot, these photos that we're seeing, are not screenshots from the video, is what I'm trying to say. There was not a single frame in that video where Summer's hand moved to be closer to her shirt. Or sorry, there's not a single photo that shows her hand closer to her shirt. The video only shows her hand with her fingertips close to her shirt. Does that make sense? Tina says her hand slid down a bit. Exactly. So what I'm saying, Tina, is that the photos, what we're seeing here, This could not have come from the video. This had to have been a separate photo that was either taken after or before the video that we see on our left. Because I would imagine after, because her hand probably would have slid down. Okay? So her hand maybe started up here closer to her hoodie, and it had slid down a little bit as they drove. Okay? Did they deliver newspapers? I think it looks like a bunch of rolled up newspapers. Wait, where? Anyways, we'll look in a second at what that was. But yeah, anyway, so none of these photos, like I said, or none of the frames in the video ever had her hand lower. Okay, continuing. And then there's that gap there. And then now we're going to look closely at the hands. A lot of people have opinions about her fingers. This is kind of showing my editing, actually, of what I did to sync up the two images. So this is like super sped up of me moving images around, using the opacity to kind of look at kind of like an onion skin version to like line up her hands, if that is easy to tell on your guys' end. So I think that looks pretty close. Obviously that is a much grainier image, but we're seeing so many screenshots of, that's the before and after, but we're seeing so many screenshots. So the photos resolutions definitely are decreased when you got a bunch of people screenshotting things and sending them around. S says her hands look swollen and nail beds dark. Yeah, I think a lot of people agree with that. They did, however, spend the whole day swimming, and maybe her hands were dirty. I don't know. It wouldn't make sense to put her in brand new clothes if she was that dirty, though. So also, I'm so suspicious of the fact that Hunter didn't have to sit on any sort of a pillow, yet Summer had to sit on a pillow because she was wet, even though she looked to be in dry clothes here. I don't know. I'm weirded out by everything with this story. Oh, someone says the red stain under the belt is concerning. Are you talking about, this up here? I can't tell if this is a stain, if it's a shadow. It could be wet. It could be something that spilled. I'm not sure. But yeah, I wouldn't imagine her to be like incredibly dirty if she was in the water. The water may not have been like particularly clean, like super clean water, but I don't think that you would just have like mud all over you. I think it would kind of come off after you come out of the water. Does that make sense? The next thing I did, like I said, was take that video, the video that we all know, and I use what's called a warp stabilizer.
She still got her arm up?
No.
Oh, that's what I was trying to catch.
The boy?
Okay, so there we go. That's the time in which we have to work with. I used a 1 second mark from this video, okay? Let me make this smaller here so you guys can see the most possible of this video. So I take the first second of this video where we are seeing Summer in the back seat. And as you can see, it's a pretty bumpy video. But I added this thing called a warp stabilizer. It's within my editing software, and it stabilizes the image. So check out what it does, and then we're going to try to look and scrub through and see if we can see if she's actually breathing possibly. Now, you can be in an exhale and get caught on camera for 1 second and not necessarily see chest movement. So I'm not saying that we can tell through 1 second of video whether or not she's breathing, but it's certainly a lot easier to see when we stabilize the footage. So we're going to use this 1 second, and we're going to go back through and we're going to stabilize it. I did this all earlier. Here's the original. This is stabilized. So that's the difference. Okay, so let's look at this again. The original is very, very bumpy. Stabilized is very, very still. Now I'm going to play that a couple times back and forth for the people that are watching this on the upload, because I want people to be able to look at this closely if you want. Just look at how different the edges look, even if you are having a hard time seeing how different the footage is, I mean, just look at the edge and you'll see how much the camera is shaking compared to the stabilized version. So now this is the stabilized version slowed down. So this is slowed down 85%. Take a look right down here. This is my mouse in my editing software. So you're going to see me scrubbing through this video. So this is the stabilized video. I'm just scrubbing through. And one thing you're going to notice is her hair. So when you add stabilizers on video like this, you're going to sometimes see weird abnormalities with the footage. It almost looks like her head is like dented or something. Keep in mind that when you stabilize footage like this, you're going to have weird things that happen to footage. What I'm more so looking at is the edge of her shirt up here and her kind of chest area to see if it looks like she's moving at all. And it kind of appears like she's lowering. You can kind of see the back part of the seatbelt here.
Guys, do your wife a favor this year by getting her a unique gift that she'll treasure forever. It says, "To my beautiful wife."
It could just be car movement. I do see some comments about that. One thing to also keep in mind, I'm going to go ahead and take my camera off here real quick. When you stabilize footage like this, oftentimes the edges, like right up here where my mouse is at, are going to do the weirdest kind of stuff. You're going to get the weirdest sort of, I don't know, abnormalities with the video. Just watch how it almost looks like her leg is shaking. Do you see that? That's just the stabilizing the footage right over here doing its best to stabilize the image, and oftentimes the edge of the video's gonna have the weirdest it'll mess up weird. It does sort of look like that way. I see the difference what you're saying. Do you guys see any movement there? Any in this middle section here? I'm scrubbing through very, very quickly on this slowed down footage. Let me go back again. Just seeing the difference between the original though. I mean, look at how bumpy this is compared to that. I don't know. This is it slowed down once again. Obviously, we're getting slight shakes from the car. I'm going to let this play through one more time with my video off so you guys can see it. I guess I'm not in the way on this particular shot. But I'm really looking like here. Obviously, I'm pointing out the dent, the weird. And keep in mind also, something to keep in mind, even just sleeping in a car and just being in the backseat of a car, you're going to move, you're going to bounce around slightly. You're not going to be as stiff as a board. And so even if she didn't happen to be alive, there would likely be some jittery movement through here. I'm gonna ask you guys if you see movement. I'm gonna look at your comments in a second. I'm scrubbing through. I don't see much movement. I just see maybe what would be from the car. Not seeing anything on the hands, the fingertips either. She looks somewhat stiff though. I will agree with that, Alex. I should turn this. Can I turn this? Transform, rotate. Here we go. This is more in the upper, the position that she was filming at. Let's see. So that's the weird head thing. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. It's like the left the thing about it is, I see the comment that just came up about the left arm. This is like where I'm wondering if it's when I added that warp stabilizer, because like I said, it can sometimes make video do some weird things. I'm looking, because like you can really see a lot of like weird movement right at the elbow here. I'm looking to try to compare that with the background, like the seatbelt right here, and see if I see kind of the entirety of the arm, the horizon of her arm lower at all. Which I feel like I kind of do. Like right here, I feel like I see it kind of lower. So, but like I said, that could just be the general movement that's going to happen from driving in a car. So, all right, let's see. Rotate 180 degrees. All right, we'll be back. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Thank you guys for being here. 434 people. We have 100 at the beginning. It lasts maybe, oh gosh, how long is this before it pans straight over to Candace? So we have the 1 second, and then the last 5 seconds of the video are panning over to Candace. So we only have that first second to work with. Diamond Paw says that's what Candace was wanting Grandma to capture. Then if she said, is her arm still up? Grandma says no. Why would she need to take another photo with her arm even further down? I mean, her arm is arguably further down. I mean, she was probably referring to this arm here being up. But it's strange to me. So when was this photo taken? When are these screenshots that we all see taken? Because they're not ripped from the video. It seems odd to me that there are multiple occasions now where you're either taking a photo or a video. Why are you, it's like the proof of needing to prove that she was alive or in their custody or whatever the case may be. I'm very suspicious of the video and photo. I'm wildly suspicious of it. I think when we go back also to, when we go to the interview at the swimming hole, but before I get to that, I'm gonna read some of your guys' comments. But Sarah says that she thinks they gave her alcohol, which brings me to this particular image. Let me open up a better, more zoomed in photo here. So that leads me to this image here. A lot of people think that this is suspicious, this the candy on the seat and the drink. And I will say this, if Grandma is so upset at people sitting on her seat wet, she's clearly not, she's like not worried about potentially like Skittles melting in the sun on her seat. Have you seen a Skittle if you set it in the sun in the Tennessee heat? I've done it in the Midwest heat. You leave a piece of candy like this on your seat. M&M, obviously, M&Ms are chocolate, but we don't know if this is Skittles or M&Ms. These will clearly melt to an extent. This drink could easily pop open. I don't even see the pillow that they were referring to, so I think it'd be far to it's a stretch, in my opinion, Nancy, to say that vodka and orange soda. I don't know. There was someone also telling me that this could have been a THC infused drink or some sort of marijuana infused drink. I don't know what their legality is in Tennessee for infused drinks like that. Is that a possibility that there's something like that? Sure. Do I think that that's what this is? No, probably not. If anything, Summer may have drank some of the twisted tea that Candace clearly gave Hunter, which she was so also, she was so scared of Chris of the interview room knowing that she gave him the twisted tea, and then Hunter basically admitted to it. I think it's wild to me that Candace just didn't tell the truth about the twisted tea. Your daughter's missing. In that moment, obviously it's like, it doesn't look great. They're not going to come after Candace on the twisted tea, I don't believe. There are people in that area and beyond that have done her arm up like Dawn used to do or whatever. But why would she ask how she's sleeping before Grandma responds saying her arm's up? Listen to what she says.
And when I look back, because I'm driving.
Because she says, I looked back because I was driving.
And I look back like this, she had her arms up like this, like her daddy sleeps all the time.
Okay.
So I wanted to catch that moment.
Okay.
No, you didn't. I call BS on all of this. I call BS on all of this. I'm definitely not reading into this too much. It's a weird question to ask, how's she sleeping? Before she looked back to see how she was sleeping. Candace said this to plant the reason of why they took that photo or why they accidentally took that video. Unless if Grandma said, maybe she's not explaining herself correctly in her recollection of how this went down. It could have been like this. It could have been, oh, what's Summer doing? Grandma could have said, oh, she's sleeping. Something's off though, because why would she ask how's she sleeping? Unless Grandma said before she said how's she sleeping, oh, she's sleeping and she's got her arms up just like Donnie does. Then Candace could say, take a photo. But for her to say how's she sleeping before she saw her arms up, you wouldn't ask how she's sleeping, unless I guess she slept like that all the time. I'm weirded out by it. It doesn't make sense. Lady Hawk, that's a lie. Diamond, that doesn't make sense. Why would you want to catch that moment? Maybe if Summer was a baby and this was her first time sleeping like this. Yeah, I don't know. It's just all of it's strange to me. And it's just, I feel like it's her reason for getting that photo in the first place. Why did you have a video and a photo of Summer in the back seat? Because she had her arm up like her daddy used to. Like, there's a reason, I think. There's a reason why they wanted to get that video. And I don't think it's because her arms were up. Also, if we look back at that photo, we can clearly see, and this is where I'm even more weirded out. It's like, when was this taken? She gave the visual. Candace just gave the visual that she had her arms up, both up. Listen to what she says.
And then she accidentally hit the video record instead of the picture part. And when I look back, because I'm driving, and I look back like this, she had her arms up like this.
She had her arms up like this, both arms.
Want big box brands at locally owned prices? Come to Legacy Furniture Mattress. Brands like...
Her arms are tucked underneath the milk cartons. If both of her arms were up, not to say that they can't fall back down and be kind of tucked under it, but it's just like, I don't buy any of it. I don't buy any of it. Also, where the heck is Candace? I'm getting fired up now. Where's Candace? What's Candace been up to? Let's go check out her wonderful YouTube channel that she used to go. More people say no, unfortunately. And then, of course, I'll play this video. We all know that the video of Summer in the back seat was taken about 10 minutes from the Wells property. This is the video of the sign. This is an older video that I threw together with Google Maps. You can see the arrows. Everyone that's followed my channel for a while knows that this is all old information, but you can see here, this is the same arrow sign as in the background on the left of Candace's video. I'll let that play through while I read some of your guys' comments. Thanks for being here, guys. 500 people in here almost. Thanks for hitting that like button. Let's try to get to 300 likes before the stream ends. Lily says, cannot imagine Grandma taking the photo. She would have to turn around. What about the seatbelt? She is old, not very flexible. Yeah, I've had a few people tell me that too, that they think it's strange that she would just be so willing and able to like turn around. I feel like grandma, I don't know. I feel like they'd be like, take your own damn photo, you know? I don't know. It's strange to me. Maybe they gave her a pill from the pharmacy. That's Amy. There's a lot of people that think that potentially grandma had been given some sort of pain medication or something. Who knows? Cindy Stevens, good job, Aaron. Thank you. Anything. At the end of the day, I'm just watching and observing all of this stuff with you guys. But I try to keep somewhat logical about it. But yeah, I think it's odd that this is all just set up this way. It just seems so propped and odd. Like why lean a thing? Why lean your milk like this? Okay, someone was talking about the earlobe. Yeah, I mean it's so, I don't see a black ear here. I see a shadow, or I don't know. It's so hard to say. I don't disagree with you. I see a dark spot here, but it's also just, we're looking at a really low resolution image. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think it's tough. Feel free to call in. Amy was the first caller. We'll take one or two more calls before we wrap up. The number is pinned up above. It's Alicia's pinned comment. The number is 305-985-2690. Yeah, feel free to call in. Kira sent me something on Twitter. Let's see what this is. Here it is. I had to screenshot from someone else because I couldn't go that far back in the tweets the morning after she disappeared. Okay, so this is Bianca's. Thank you for sending me that, Kira. Development. So this is Bianca from WJHO. Okay, so this is from a legit source that was covering the case at the time of the disappearance. This is June 16th. Bianca says, developments according to Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. We will get right back to that. This may be Amy again, actually. No, it's not. No, it's not.